All right, let's take a look at your weather for today. It's certainly a pleasure to have you stay with us, coming from our weather center. And if we were to do a little bit of conversational Spanish, ¿Qué tiempo hace afuera? Muy bueno. Very beautiful conditions across the Bahamas today, especially the northern Bahamas. We've got some challenges in the southeast Bahamas, but for the most part, we've got a nice dome of dry air is encompassing the north central Bahamas, extending all the way up to Georgia and the east coast of Florida, producing very nice conditions with some trade winds coming off the east following the departure of what is now Igor, still a hurricane, moving up towards Newfoundland. As we look at the satellite imagery across the Bahamas, once again, we're seeing just down near Georgetown and Ixiomas, Ragged Island, we've got some cloud coverage over there, and a few isolated showers in the southeast Bahamas. Bring it a little closer to you, you'll see that again, right down at Ragged Island and Georgetown, south of Long Island, where this area of cloud coverage is, just one area just to between Hole in the Wall, Nassau, and North Eleuthera, right through the northeast Providence Channel is that one cloud layer out there. Few scattered, very, very low, not a whole lot of moisture showing up in any of those systems. Looking at the radar today, right at that point that we showed you at the northeast Providence Channel, that's a trouble spot. There's a shower there, and it's big enough to show up on the radar today. Some few showers to the west and of Andros Island. Looking at your wind for today, 10 to 15 knots up and down the Bahama chain, 10 to 15 from the northeast. It's going to be holding that general direction as a result of the high pressure that's building over the area, and of course the tropical systems that have moved out of the northern Bahamas, in fact out of our area. But we're still feeling the effects of this by way of the waves that we are going to be encountering. They're still battering, they're still rough, ocean swells still remain on. Let's look at the tropic for our tropical update. It's not over yet, folks. We still have an active hurricane season going on. Igor to the north of us, northeast, and Lisa, almost said Mona, but no, it's just Lisa and not the Mona Lisa this time. And just off the Cape Verde Islands, we don't have to worry about this system. It is expected to make that curvature up towards the north, maybe even go up towards the Azores, but not expected to create any challenge to the Caribbean or to the Bahamas. Look at, we're way out here to the west. This storm is just off the African coast, named Lisa. We had some buildups over the Leeward Islands. We don't anticipate any challenges from that at all. For tomorrow, we've got some moisture showing up over the northern Bahamas, some cloud coverage, some showers just along Abaco and Grand Bahama for tomorrow, down towards Bimini and South Florida. Winds will be 15 knots, north-northeast. Seas will still be 6 to 10 foot offshore with ragey conditions, ocean swells occurring throughout this forecast period. Again, 15 knots. It will be choppy out there. Small craft should really pick where they want to go. I don't recommend that small craft go outside into the open water because of the ocean swells that's occurring. Thursday, look for the winds to fall off 10 to 15 north-northeast, again with these trade winds coming in across the entire Bahamas, generally the same direction and same wind speed. The boating forecast for today, once again, small craft should exercise some caution, 5 to 8 foot seas offshore, 10 to 15 knots from the north-northeast. Whale Key is rough and ragey swells are occurring with Whale Key. So we do ask you boaters to exercise some caution as you go out there. Southern Bahamas, you should see again 10 to 15 knots in the southern Bahamas as you venture out to as far as your boating is concerned. The seas will be again rough, 8 to 10 foot seas offshore for you in the southern Bahamas, and tides high at 7:38 this morning, low at 1:55 this afternoon, high tonight at 7:55 p.m. If you want to do some boating off, some fishing off the rocks this week, this is ideal conditions for it. That's a look at your weather and the forecast for the next few days across the Bahamas and from Abaco. From BCN's Weather Center, I'm Silbert Mills.